What is going on, YouTube guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. In this episode, we're going to be going over how I would spend $1,000 in the current September market. Now, as we're getting really close, guys, to the end of September, we're nearly halfway there. It's really important to take into consideration where we currently are. So this video is going to be great for new investors or people who just want an idea on where to place the current budget, whatever you call it. Of course, if you guys have not already, feel free to join the Discord down below. We are on the road to 1,000 members. We are reaching record highs. And if you want to be part of an amazing community, feel free to join down below for free. And remember, guys, none of this is financial advice. This is all my opinion. Let's dive into this video. So the Pokemon market in September, let's make it pretty clear, has done fantastic across the entire board. Now, if you guys are new viewers or more tailored to this episode, I'm going to be going in depth a lot more than usual. So if you guys do want to learn, like I'm actually going to be drawing stuff, going over facts, data, analytics, this is going to be a great time to learn. So that's also a big a big W about watching my channel, is because I usually do these type of videos once every 1 to 2 weeks to really go into depth a lot more. So, of course, we have the title right here, what I would spend $1,000 on. Now, I drew this out, and I had it from a previous video, but it's still relevant to today. It's, guys, how the market is performing, and most importantly, what August looked like, and now what September's looking like right now. August was a quote-unquote bearish month. I know saying that it was a bearish month is not really accurate because products were pumping, stuff was moving, but let's make it pretty clear. September has just outperformed August by 3x, right? And I think that is what this drawing is demonstrating, so don't take it too literally. Of course, August was a fantastic month, but September is just doing way better. So I think that's an interesting viewpoint to look at it. Now, I have these 4 things right here, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the current things I would actually be interested in spending my money on. I first want to start off, guys, with the UPC. The Charizard UPC definitely gets the first place in this video. I think this is a fantastic buy right now. For $400, you're going to get yourself Evolving Skies, Charizard V, promo cards that are doing fantastic. I'm going to go more into depth of those promos later on. But most importantly, guys, this is a Lost Origin UPC. I mean, it's in the name, so that's kind of interesting. And it's just such an underrated product. Let's take this into consideration, right? You're going to get yourself 16 packs from the Sword and Shield era. Now, these packs do range from Vivid Voltage to Evolving Skies to Fusion Strike to Brilliant Stars to Lost Origin. And those are just a few. I know there's a few more. And then you're going to go ahead and get yourself 3 promos. Now, these promos, guys, I'll be going more deeper into them in this video, but man, they're doing fantastic. They're all on the road to like $70 each. And if you just do your quick math, dude, right? 3 packs of Evolving Skies right now, which is in this UPC, are going for $30 each. That's $90, 30 times 3. The promos, which I'll pull up right now, why not? Where is it? Right here. 70, 60, 45. 70 plus 60 is 130, plus 45 is 175. So you're nearly, guys, getting $275 just from 3 packs and 3 promos. And you're not even including everything else. And of course, right? This video would be an hour long if I went to every single product very specifically, but that's just a quick glimpse. Please do your own research on this UPC. But I was really preaching it, when it was $300, and I was saying, guys, this is a fantastic buy, man. You're going to miss. You're going to regret this. And I really do think, guys, even for $400, you're not losing that much value. It's still, I think it's going to be, one of those UPCs that just explode. Or it could just be one of those UPCs that just takes a long time to grow, and it will grow consecutively safely. Next up, we have 151. Now, 151 is not a bad play. I feel like every day 151 gets older, it just becomes more and more expensive. Now, more importantly, I do want to talk about booster bundles and blooming waters. I think booster bundles are probably going to be one of the safest long-term reliable routes. If you want to go ahead and pick these up for $90 each right now, that's the price that you're just going to have to be paying, right? I understand that for the longest time, these were like $65 if we zoom out, guys, take a broad look. All the way from January to really, it was more so by the end of June, or midway through June, we really saw these be like a $65 booster bundle. And now we're seeing these take off, push to nearly $100. Now, personally, PokeSucks, are you pouring a lot of money into booster bundles? No, I am not. And the reason I'm not doing that is because the better version is going to be Blooming Waters. Congratulations to everyone who was picking up Blooming Waters during the really, really bearish times. What I mean by bearish times is like the underrated times. No one ever looked at this product. People forgot it existed. And I was forcing Blooming Waters on everyone's throats. Okay, don't take that like that. But all I'm saying here is that Blooming Waters is still a very, very, very great buy right now. If we look at the past year, that graph, guys, if you were to ask me, that looks like a complete 4-year-old got on a piece of paper and just drew random lines. Now, if you look at the past month, it's up 25%. Past 3 months, up 37%. Past 8 months, I misclicked. Past 3 months, up 37%. Guys, the surge we've seen in Blooming Waters is absolutely insane. And why this is happening is because 151 as an entire set is becoming very, very, very dry. I know that 151 will be rotating out of format shortly in a few months, but there is still a quote-unquote possible restock / reprint for this set. I know, guys, that sounds really, really unlikely, and I agree with you. Probably will not happen. But it's just always a consideration to take in mind. And that's why Blooming Waters is just such a great purchase, because even though if 151 gets reprinted and even Blooming Waters gets, reprinted, for long-term plays, guys, you're not really missing out. And I always like to take this into consideration as well, right? Let's do some quick math. 151 booster bundles have 6 packs for, we'll round it to $90. Blooming Waters has 12 packs for $160. I can buy 2 Blooming Waters and pay $180 and get 12 packs, or I can buy 1 Blooming Waters for $160 and get 12 packs. Do you guys get what I'm saying here? You're going to be saving a whole lot more money buying these in bulk, buying one of these, whatever the case may be, for the same amount of packs. And I totally get it if your argument to them I claim is going to be, well, Pokéstocks booster bundles are a lot more clean. They're smaller. I could throw them like 1,000 in my cardboard box. I totally understand that, and that's really valid. But if you really think about it, guys, for the money, the price to pack ratio, people really, really don't really care about that stuff. I'm sorry to break it to you. Blooming Waters just obviously beats that out of the entire park range, and I think it's a home run, even in Grand Slam right now. So to take away from this video, at least where we currently are, Blooming Waters and Charizard UPC, definitely great plays. Now let's move on. Next up on the list, I have Charizard cards. Now, this is no surprise if you guys are really heavily investing, really heavily into the Pokemon market right now, what's going on. We know that Charizard cards as a whole are doing really, really well. And why is this happening? Well, you guys should know this by now. Phantasmal Flames is just pushing a lot of hype on the quote-unquote Charizard product, from UPCs to even, regular promos. But what we're really, really seeing, and I'm not going to lie to you, this is sort of expected, but I'll go more deeper into this, is the Charizard V promo cards from the UPC I was talking about earlier are exploding. For example, the Charizard VMAX, is this in your mint? Yes, it is. Past month, up 130%. And realistically speaking, guys, this really didn't happen in 1 month. It really happened in a few days where this thing just spiked. Went from 19% all up to 123% in like, 1 week. So there's definitely a lot of plays right now going around these cards. And that's why I want to throw it back to the Charizard UPC. Because if you connect the puzzle pieces here, guys, if these cards continue to pump, 100, right? Let's say the Charizard V-Star pumps to 100, the VMAX pumps to 80, and this one pumps to 70, $80. And this Charizard UPC only gains $20 value because it's just not growing, as crazy as other products. Then it's just not getting the recognition. And as soon as it gets the recognition it deserves, this thing's gonna skyrocket. So just get what I'm getting here, guys. As like the puzzle pieces are connecting, but they're just not connecting yet. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Now, I brought up these promo cards because I'm a really big fan of them. I think they're fantastic. However, don't get fooled and always buy into the roller coaster, right? If you guys are a viewer on this channel or are a new viewer, I always like to say this. I'm going to expand this out real quick, see, so it can make more sense to you guys, right? This is my ideology, and you could take it or not. I feel like a lot of people right now are going through this. And not even. Let me draw that out. They're going through this, guys. They're currently on the roller coaster, going through all of the loops and everything. Oh my god, bro, it's skyrocketing 1,000% and what, like. But guys, this is me. Pokéstocks likes to get on the ride before all the hype happens. Does that make sense? So practically what I'm getting here at is a lot of people are always pouring their money into what's doing well, right? Example of this is like prismatic ETBs, just constantly pouring money. And that's valid, bro. I respect it. Long-term growth, it's a solid play. But I like to think outside of the box. When no one was buying Blooming Waters, in May, June, June, bro, when it was like 115, I was saying, guys, buy it. No one's talking about it. No one's looking at this. And now, they're 160. Those are the type of plays I like to do. So regarding all these promo cards, I think the best play to do right now is the Charizard V from Champion's Path. I have a PSA 10 copy of this card, and I highly suggest, if you guys do have the funds, and please do your own research, picking up a PSA 10 copy of this card is probably going to be the best plays you'll ever do in your entire life. Because guess what? I got a PSA 10 Charizard V for $50. What an absolute snag. And I think what's going to happen, and we're starting to see it creep up, guys, up 73%. I get it. It's starting to pump up. You're not going to be making as, much bang for your buck as you were if you bought it like a few days ago when it didn't pump up 73%. But guys, it's still a $14 card. When cards start pumping to that $30, $40, or even like $50 range, that's when stuff starts to get a little bit questionable. Like, okay, maybe I should look for another thing. But guys, this is a $15 card. We even have one sale right here at $11. Having a few of these in your collection is probably one of the best plays to do right now. And again, I'm not doing this to quote-unquote boost my stuff. I'm doing this to show you guys, right, that when stuff like this happens, when the Vs and VMAXs and V-Stars promos and all these cards just do really, really well, it's the domino effect. What's going to happen after this? The Charizard V is going to have the exact same thing, and it's going to start pumping. So keep that in mind. The Pokemon market, I know, is very, very overwhelming. Trust me, I feel the exact same thing you're feeling. But also, the ideology and the overall formula is very, very simple. And I'm explaining to you guys one more time to summarize it. It's the domino effect. When one card / product, whatever it may be, gets affected, the market moves on and chooses another one for its target. So keep that in mind and apply that and see how that does for you. Next up, we have Shining Fates. I love Shining Fates, and I really do think at the current price point, you really can't pass it. The Charizard, again, I sort of forgot I had this in the video, but I'm not going to keep yapping about Charizard, because I'm just getting, bored of talking about it. But again, apply the same formula here, guys. The reason why I did bring up Shining Fates in this video is because I think Shining Fates is going to follow the same path. Now, do not go in the comments and say, Pokestocks, you're effing crazy if you compare Shining Fates to Paldean or Hidden. Guys, I understand. Shining Fates is a whole heck of a lot worse than Hidden and Paldean. But it will still follow the same pathway. It is still a quote-unquote shining set. So if we compare the Shining Fates ETB right here, for it being $100, guys, compared to what? $400 and even nearly $300, and this is one era behind the current era we're in, I think it's a great play, personally. Now, I know I'm going to get a lot of comments saying, Pokestocks, Shining Fates just isn't a good quality, right? I mean, we're like 7, 8 months, 9 months in this bull market, and Shining Fates hasn't really pumped up yet. The only thing that's a sign, and if I were to answer that question honestly, yeah, that's a great point, and I totally agree with you, but here's my counter to that. The domino effect is going to be happening. In fact, I can prove it to you guys. Look at the Charizard VMAX. Up 39%. Up like 20% in one day. From 113 to 134. So market manipulation is happening in this current market, and the Charizard VMAX has officially passed its all-time high. In fact, I'm gonna give you guys a little story. I bought this card for $100 nearly 3 years ago, or at least, whenever this set came out. And I was calling it neutral for the longest time. Even during the prismatic boom, this thing really didn't get a pump. It was pumped to like 115, and it fell all the way back down to 100. And now, we're up at 134. So there's definitely a lot of movement, a lot of traction into the Shining Fates set. I do think that you should be pouring some money into possibly picking up this VMAX and possibly picking up this ETB. Again, I'm not saying to go heavily. I'm not saying to buy cases, but just one ETB for $100, guys, is not a bad play. Again, I just like to be the person that likes to ride the roller coaster before it goes through all the loops, then just going on all the loops and upside downs and doing all my screaming. Like, I want to enjoy the ride, and I want to get 5x than 2x. Now, lastly, I do want to bring up Evolving Skies because $1,000 in this set tends to get a little bit rough, right? Seems like half of your budget can just go to one product and you're like down to 500. I totally get it, and Evolving Skies is an overwhelming set. Now, the reason I did bring up Evolving Skies is because it's just a great play. It's sort of like investing into gold and silver. It's just that long-term thing that you know it's going to continue to gain more value and traction. Even though Evolving Skies might not go 1,000% in one day like the other modern products are, it's definitely still going to be gaining that, 20% a month or 10% a month, right? Depending on the product. Now, for $1,000, obviously the booster box, the chase card, and even the Pokemon Center ETBs are out of this price range. I heavily suggest that play around with it, man. Instead of just going the basic route of picking up the ETB, which honestly is still very, 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 very viable play, why not go for something different, man? Let's take a quick look. I mean, I'm honestly just doing this with you guys. The Mewtwo V collection, bro. It is in the quote-unquote Evolving Skies realm. I know this is not directly an Evolving Skies product, but the V Union series is so unique. I have all 3 boxes in my collection, and the only reason I picked them up was not because of, the packs. I mean, the packs were a bonus, but it was just the fact, guys, that V Unions were such a crazy addition into the TCG. They were literally broken for the trading card game, but they never ended up working out. So it was like sort of a retired product, and I found that so unique. I found that so interesting. And we're never, ever, 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 ever most likely going to see a 4-card card in the TCG ever again. So if you want a really unique product from the Evolving Skies realm, picking up a V Union box is not a bad play. And of course, the Mewtwo one is definitely a viable play right now, especially what's going on at Teams Rocket and more and more. Now, I think probably the best play to do, again, it gets really, really pricey, is to pick up a Pokemon Center ETB. And the only reason I'm bringing this up is because if you can get this below $1,000, I think you're going to do fantastic long term. And that's not here to, argue this and that. It's a very straightforward formula, especially what's happening on the current market, guys. Pokemon Center ETBs are doing really, 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 really well. And applying that logic to one of the best modern sets of all time, I think is straightforward. Now, even if we look at the current regular ETBs, these are going for nearly $400. Again, getting really, really pricey here, but I don't think you're going to be losing a lot of value long term. And if we look at the past month, up 8%, past 3 months, up 27%, past 6 months, up 50%, past year, up 129%. Look at, guys, Evolving Skies isn't going up 1,000% in one day, right? That's just not it's not happening because it's gold and silver. I love to say it like that. It's just going to continue to gain more value over time slowly. So just be patient. Evolving Skies is going to be not a hidden gem. It's just going to be that diamond that you just gotta let it grow its value. That's the best way to say it. Now, that's going to be it, guys, for this video. I really hope you did enjoy it. I spent a lot more time going in specifics, literally not rushing through this video. I even made it 20 minutes, guys, 20 minutes, so that's kind of cool. Now, let me know in the comments, what do you guys think? Do you guys agree? Do you guys disagree? And most importantly, what would you spend $1,000 right now in the current market? Join the Discord. Let me know. Peace out, guys.